The distance between absolute nothingness and godhood is usually measured in eons, but in the chaotic, high-intensity crucible of Zachary Scott's Level 1 God Saga, that distance is being crossed in a matter of heartbeats, all while the system tries to delete the protagonist for sheer audacity. In this explosive third movement, Scott elevates the stakes from mere survival to the absolute restructuring of the divine hierarchy, delivering a visceral, deeply intense, and masterfully paced masterpiece. This isn't a story of slow, dignified ascension. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of wielding power that the system hasn't officially registered. The perilous collision between a human mind's tactical flexibility and the rigid, cold, and utterly lethal logic of a god-tier algorithm, and the terrifying truth that when you start at level 1 and refuse to stay there, you don't just break the game, you become the bug that threatens to crash the entire reality server. Scott hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap, an emergent deity hunted by every pantheon that views their existence as a threat to the established status quo, must navigate a labyrinth of procedurally generated trials that are specifically designed to strip away their anomalies. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the god-tier glitch, a state of absolute, system-defying synchronization that allows them to bypass level caps, exploit divine-tier mechanics, and rewrite the local dungeon scripts to favor their own chaotic growth. As they traverse the shattered, magically infested ruins of the ancient Pantheon realms and the dangerously vibrant, lethal landscapes of the post-ascension plains, they realize that their godhood is not a gift, it is a systemic vulnerability that the system is trying to patch out of existence. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated expansion of the null zones, areas designed to reset any unauthorized deity to their base state, quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the system is not just playing a game, it is preparing the multiverse for total data-level consolidation. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly growing territorial faction of reality-defying followers, the constant suffocating threat of reality glitches that turn whole regions into barren static zones, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical god manipulation, radical, improvised spell-weaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their evolution be overwritten by the system's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Scott's writing style is unapologetically visceral, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of LitRPG divine jargon, sharp, cynical survivalist wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, tending to their shifting divine spark, optimizing ability synergies for interplanar combat, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant stewardship with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the system's automated harvest drones. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the planar sprawl, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, environment-scaled behemoths into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered mutation, every executed divine shielding maneuver, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Level 1 God 3 an exceptional entry in the post-apocalyptic LitRPG canon is Scott's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven deity whose stewardship of the multiverse is treated as a supreme navigational asset, rather than a tragic fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with systemic instability into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a system that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the Level 1 danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the system's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of divinity and progression, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.